Hello, hello. Watching round 5 stream of 20 seconds 4 minutes for the start of the tournament. So I have a task for you. Can anybody guess with whom I will be paired in? Try to guess in live chat. They will be the predictor. I will ask them in all live streams. So we will see who is predicting correctly. Okay, in this live stream I will discuss etc. We will see. Uh, okay, then I will again mute myself during the start of the round. Okay. Paired with I'm white. I'm going to start with the e6. I think so. Pawn variation. Okay, then d4, cd4. So he plays a6. So I may just I can't play nc3 because of b4 and queen c7 force attack on knight on c3. So I am going to avoid knight c3. So instead I will just develop my kingside pieces and just going to castle. Uh, yeah, yes, I am going to do that. Attacking e4 pawn. So if I play nc3, the same b4 pressure on nc3, bishop pressure on knight on c3. So I cannot castle, and if I castle, my knight gets pinned. So f3 is also. Uh, Now I have the only chance of playing bishop d3 or nd2. Nd2 means it is like the position is very closed. So I do not prefer nd2. So I may play bishop d3, but I am wasting money. So no problem. So I cannot do anything. Okay, he is also developing his kingside pieces. I think so. He is next going to castle. So let me castle before him. Okay, I did. Okay, queen c7. Okay, let me develop my queen side pieces. So I think so. There is no threat, something like that. I think so. No, yes, there is nothing. So he has a short castle. So his move is short castle. So my move is none other than developing the knight on b1. So I may play nd2 or nc3, but I prefer nd2 since if I play nc3, bishop may sit on b4 and again I need to move the knight. Why? So I am preferring nd2. Also it supports pawn on e4. So the black wants to get the knight exchanged on center. So he plays. So I may play in f3 and support the knight, or in b3 by support the knight, or c3 by supporting the knight. Um, I have an idea of playing c3, since if he takes nc4, I may take cd4 and I will have a good center. Pawns on d4 and e4, so it will be, the position will be good. So I am playing c3. So he plays d6 to develop his pieces. So I may play rook c1, and just if he takes knight on d4, I may take through pawn, c pawn, and open attack for queen. So like that we can play, or else yeah, I'm going to play that, or I can keep queen c2, and I can put pressure, because queen c2 does not look nice, because if he develops all pieces and he brings his rook to c8, he can play knight b4 and can do many things, and he can even take my knight on d4, so I will lose a piece. So I'm preferring rook c1. Now he may develop his bishop on bd7, or b5. He may keep b5 and bb7. I think so. He may play this. This is my assumption. Or else he may take his queen aside from the rooks. May play e5. Yeah. If he plays e5, then I may bring my knight to b3 or f3, so that he can. Sorry for the disturbance. My friend called. Sorry. If he plays e5, I may play knight b3 or knight f3, so that he cannot play d4, since he may lose his pawn. Played e5, so now I may play knight f3 or knight b3. I do not think knight b3 would be good, so I may be playing knight f3. So if he takes the next move, I will also cross the pawn with my knight cross and bishop cross. So the position looks somewhat good. So if I play knight f3, he may play bishop to g4. So that too also does not create any problem. I think so. Yeah, I can take the pawn on d5. If he takes through knight, I can take the pawn on h7. So I think so, no worries. So okay, let's play knight f3. Knight 4. Now he has to take e4 pawn, otherwise he can support the pawn with rook or queen or bishop, like that. If he supports through bishop, I may play bishop g5, but I think so it does not work because he may play h6 and I have to come back again. So I think so he will support either with rook or with queen or with bishop. He will support d5 pawn. This is my next assumption. This is my next prediction. Sorry. Or he may take the pawn on e4. So let's see what he plays. So he is still thinking. Okay, let me mute myself for a few seconds. Still he plays his moves. He has played. As I told, he has captured the pawn on e4. So the next few moves I can predict. I think so. I will take through knight e4. He may take my knight with his knight on f6. Then I may capture the knight on e4 with my bishop. Then he may play f5. I think so. This will be the next few moves. Okay, as I told, I am going to capture the pawn with my knight on d2, capturing the pawn on e4 with my knight. So as I told, he has captured my knight too. So I am capturing with my bishop. So I think so. Now the move will be f5. So if he plays f5, I have an idea of giving a check with my bishop on d5, or else I may take the knight on c6. If I take the knight on c6, he may take with his pawn, and thus he will have double B advantage. That is, he will have two bishops, whereas with me, I'm having only one bishop and one knight. So which will be a disadvantage for me. So let's take decision after the move which he plays. He predicted he has played. I have to think of a good move. Since, so his next move will be f4, that is trapping my bishop on e3. So the only move for me is now to either take knight on c6 or to put check on bishop d5. So I have a plan to put bishop check on d5 and then bishop g5 by getting exchange the dark colored bishop. Okay, I think so it will be good. So why don't I try queen b3 check? It is also queen b3 check. After he moves his queen, the king, I can keep bishop to b6. Yeah, I can try that also. And then move down. So I'm playing queen b3 check now. So I think so he cannot hide the check. So he should play rook f7 or move his queen. Yes, he has moved to play bishop b6. So if he plays queen b8, uh, I may take the knight on. Okay, if he plays queen b8, what can we? But I do not think it is so very good. Okay, let's see what he plays. he do? I can go with bishop into c6, bishop capturing the knight on c6, and pawn or queen capturing. I can capture the knight on pawn on e5 with my knight. So I will be a pawn up. So I may easily go with that. If he comes to queen d7, if he plays queen d6, I may just give a jerk for the queen by playing rook of d1 by attacking the queen. After he goes to, I can play like that. So let me see where he goes. I think so he might have not expected this move. So he has sat. Yeah, as I said, he has played queen d6. But what will happen if I play rook of d1? That is my question. So for if I play rook of d1, he will play queen f6. Yeah, he will play queen f6 by supporting the. He will support the pawn. Okay. If I take bishop c6, he will capture my bishop with pawn on b6. Also no use. I am attacking the queen with my rook. So definitely he will not capture my rook. He will play queen f6. This is my next prediction. I think so. Yes. Let's see. So definitely not play. So he's thinking. Yeah, as expected, he has played queen f6. Okay, then we now I come to another plan. So we can knight on c6 with the bishop, and we can attack the c6 pawn. C6 pawn can play give a pressure on c6 pawn. If he pushes e4, I can play knight e4, so no problem for me. So he will definitely not take the bishop with his queen, as he will lose his pawn on e5. So I am taking the bishop. So he has played bc6. That is, he captured my knight with his b pawn. So now I can play bishop b7, but he will play e4. So that's my only fear. So after that f4 and f3, so I will get attack. So only I am thinking. Okay, I think so. We can play bishop c7, because if he do not bring the bishop back, then the next move rook may pin. Rook may play rook b8. So black may play rook b8 and pin my bishop, and after that c5, and I will lose my bishop. So I think so. I can play bishop c7 and attack the pawn on e5. E5. So if you play e4, I may bring my knight to e5. Can try. Let's try. Okay, I have played bishop c7. My guess, I think so. He will play e4 definitely. So there is no other way to support his pawn on e5. He cannot play bishop d6, as he will lose his bishop. He will lose his bishop. I think so. He is thinking. I can play knight to d4. So if he plays c5, So I'm over. Okay, let's see what he plays. So it is very typical game today. Very tough opponent. Okay guys, today as I do not have sufficient network, I'm ending the stream. From tomorrow onwards, I will do the full stream every round. Since today I have only 200 MB. Thanks for watching. Please do not forget to like, share, and comment for press your likes and be connected. And you can even join the lichess team. The link of the team is in my profile.